So I almost cut the end of this finger off last October 31st. This is not the place. This was already there, and you can kind of see it in the early pictures of my wound. What I did was almost slice the end off. It was up here, across here, and all the way around. Man, it was the end when when I first did it. I grabbed the spinning lathe. I have a little lathe for little things like making jewelry and stuff. Um, and it was in my lap and it slipped, and I grabbed it, and this finger was on one side, and this area right here was on the other, and you can see there's no scars. Now, when I was 8 years old, I poked myself with a knife, and you can still see the scar. I had surgery on my arm before I found out that poppy seeds were a necessary ingredient. And I was using hemp seed oil regularly, and I put it on the scar on where the surgery was done in my arm, and the scar is really hard to see. You can barely see it. So the hemp seed oil sort of worked by itself, but now we grind up poppy seeds and put them in raw. You don't cook them, right? You want the raw alkaloids, which are the neurotransmitters our body requires to live. And when we have them, instead of making scar tissue, our body makes endogenous stem cells. Your very own, not dead babies, none of that shit. Your very own. And in fact, those are the only kind of stem cells that are ever gonna work in your body. Getting transplants and all that stuff, man, is a real bad idea. And it does not lead to long life and health. It leads to long-term illness and sickness, as do most of the medicines of Big Pharma. That's what made me sick for the last 22 years. My back got fixed about 2 years into it. I had over 100 separate nerve ablations along my backbone. I crushed every disc in my backbone. It's pretty painful, but I kept working, and they kept feeding me medicine. All pain medicine from Big Pharma is made from GMO poppies, and it comes on 100 to 1,000 times more salt than there is medicine. I kept going, man, I can't get off of this stuff. Not like an addiction, man. There's never been anything fun about taking medicine when you get hurt like I was hurt. It was not fun, believe me. And I have no like cravings for none of that shit, man. That's all bullshit to justify the draconian laws of prohibition, which are in favor of Big Pharma and not us. And when you have such a hard time getting that damn medicine, by the time you get home, you don't care if it doesn't work. You're so happy to have it. But you know what? It doesn't work. In fact, it only works for the first few times. The rest of the time, it's that morphine is part of the neurotransmitters we need. It's only one of them, right? One of them. And that's what causes physical dependence. They take the other ones out by processing the original opium. And they remove the other 3 opioids. That's what causes physical dependence. They do it. They did it to the Chinese on purpose. And you know what? They're doing it to us on purpose too. It's the same people. The people that run Big Pharma they were the British opium traders. They did business in China at the point of a gun, right? They sail up into Shanghai and force people to buy their wares so that they could have the silver teals. And teals are a block of silver about yay big, about let's see, 18 cubic centimeters of silver, big heavy little blocks, and that's all the emperor would accept for Chinese tea, right? And he hid the seeds from them so they couldn't steal it, and they did the same with the goddamn opium poppies, and they retaliated by hurting people. And they just kept doing it. They're still doing it. It's taken me 2 years to withdraw myself from synthetic pain medicine. Regular pain medicine takes 10 days. But the salt poisoning is something else. It creates a physical dependence along with the GMO alkaloids that our body can't see, right? Our body can't see them, and yet they attach to our opioid receptors, right? Only Big Pharma would call them opioids, man. They accept all alkaloids, and that's what makes our body work, right? And the different alkaloids use different alkali metals in our blood. And that's how the signals are differentiated. It's not magic. It's science. But when you're kept in the dark about how the body works, you can't figure it out. If you think some guy in the sky made us, it really confuses things. And most people do. Most people do. It's darkness from our lords and masters. Big Pharma and Big Oil. And the oligarchs that own them.